Mary J., unedited, uncut. Music always spoke to me on another level, opened up my eyes, kept my feet tapping on the pedal, always ready to create a new movement with my fingers and toes, whose eyes could I hypnotize with my rhythm and flow. The Mary J. played and separated the shadow from the soul, sang to me a part of her story as if it was a piece of my own, straight through the microphone. She raised her voice in my earbuds, from words to echoes to moans, bleeding love on an orchestra. She could see it, although my friends couldn't tell I was suffering all alone. Those were the days when pen and paper were the only cover for my poem. The sheet was blank before I poured the ink so my feelings could roam. The pain was so deep, the pain was heavy, the pain was thick. Nappy roots on a comb, pulling and tugging, strengthening the marrow in my bone. Thinking adolescence was the coldest winter ever known. This turned into something else as I sit here entering this into my phone. Back then, some boys had me doing the Erykah Badu. I'll see you the next lifetime. Knowing full well that this lifetime was the right time, but Mr. Wrong wouldn't let that happen. The gypsy inside me knew better, that we were never in the cards. The hangman, all action seized and suspended. A higher awareness of the calm that will come when we realize that we don't really need each other at all, like Mary Jane. Each puff to fall under the influence just sugarcoating the pain. And once the sugar slides off the rim, there's nothing but the sizzle of rubbing alcohol that burns in your brain. The problem persists, the situation remains. The next lifetime is the imagination, because this lifetime is the only one that stains. Red ketchup on a white t-shirt, how memories never fade. Love at first sight is what I was dancing to when he walked into the room. Enough crying is what played on one of those rainy days when I sat in between two wet bushes. It felt like a lifetime trying to wash him away. Convincing myself that to be without you was a sin, when staying any longer in that moment as I did was a sin all the same. You think I don't know when the year before we met played the song I needed to hear that day? Flying away, screaming at him, who do you want me to be? What do you want me to change? Pushing at him until I pushed too hard, black in my eyes, steady bruising my frame. I should have been screaming, take me as I am, I have nothing at all. Instead of carrying the baggage while acknowledging that it was what it was. Ain't really love at all. What we all do when we can't feel our face. I was runaway love in a different time, in a different place. Ironically, that was the same year I took a puff of Mary J. Let the smoke seep into my lungs, let it become one with my veins. I didn't fall under fear pressure, I just decided to change the game. Let it infiltrate my system just to take away the pain. See, I was angry, scratched at, irate, as I watched him unwrap the Philly, cut it vertical while hitting no veins. Pull out the cancer, lick each side while his lips develop blunt stains. Watched him break it up, pour it on the spine, saw the brightness of the greenness on the vine. I watched as he twisted it, rolled it, and sealed it with the flame. My mind didn't play tricks, I had to see why he was thinking this way. I snatched it before he lit it. 3 puffs later, it was me that flew away. Found myself lost in a deeper headspace, and I began in earlier that day. I let the problem at that moment slip on by, knowing full well that it'd still be there the very next day as it was yesterday. He thought he sold me on grass when really it was a waste and escape. An ill-gotten relationship that would change the way I think, yet would teach me what I needed to heal the scars that were left behind his name that followed behind mine, making me so grateful that I was young when I made such ridiculous mistakes. But we all know there's more lessons just when we think this has got to be the worst of the pain. My savage became beautiful once I found my everything. Brought pastel to the canvas of my black and white escape, appreciating the flavor of true love's taste, praying that you see the lessons from me and Mary J, echoing pieces of our story written on the page to be suspended in the air to create an image in your brain. No more drama. Take what you're given. Learn and laugh from mistakes. This turned into something else. Remember, this is your life. Falling victim to ignorance is how life gets stolen away.